Hey guys, welcome back to a nice day. We're gonna build some raised beds. You've seen the bridge video. Here's the bridge. The plan with the raised beds. Is we got our bridge. We're gonna keep this distance straight on out. We're gonna put the raised beds on each side. We'll probably go about, I don't know, 5 or 6 foot from the bridge. So there's a crossway. I need to make it wide enough for the mower. Eventually there's gonna be raised beds all out in here. And we'll probably maybe do gravel mulch as the walkway. And we still need a roof on the bridge. But for now, it's been a little while. So been busy, been weather, 3D printing a lot of stuff. This thing's pretty neat. But I got a bunch of 2x4s. Did pick up the Craig gun joint, whatever. How's this thing? Okay, it spins around. Craig tool. I think I'd give it a try on this. It's like the portable version of it, which is kind of neat. And then I made sure we grabbed some these like blue ones. They're for outside apparently. Not a fan of square drive. I really dislike square drive. I've stabbed myself so many times with it. To me, Torx is way better. Doesn't slip as much or whatnot, but that's alright. So we got our bit. We got a set inch and a half. And I got several of these. So we'll set up our drill. That's the other part. We gotta have a drill and you gotta have the driver. Goats, come on. And you get their fence going more too so they can get out. Right now I want to get working on the garden. It's nice. It's like 80 today. It's gonna be 85, super humid, but the temperature's supposed to drop down into 50s again next week. It's coming up week. So we got a slight breeze. It's nice. So the plan is, I don't really know. I went and got roof metal. If you need roof metal, don't go to Lowe's because it's about $50 a sheet. My local place, Yoder Metal, was $20 a sheet. Oh, there's some tree of blooms. It smells like fish. It's like Bradford pears are nasty. But what was that? Oh yeah. So I went to the local place and got 9 pieces. I was originally gonna get 6 pieces. But since they were so much cheaper, I just grabbed 9. It can't hurt to have extra roof metal laying around. Which, like I said, we're going to build more raised beds. This is kind of a, see how it works. Now, the roof metal has some ribs on it. I was going to turn them on the inside. And I specifically got a green, which the other side, the flat side of the metal was white. So that kind of negates how I wanted to do it. So it might be a hair trial and error. My plan is just to build a square, rectangle with a support down the center. Build 2 of those and then build 2 shorter 4-footers and put it all together. Run a couple 2x4s in the center because otherwise it'll bulge out. Run a couple in the center. We had a storm. I think a tree blew down. I can see the top of one sticking up that's broken. So I'll go out there, we'll lop it up in some pieces and we'll stick it down in the raised bed. And then I'll probably just go get a couple bags of garden soil and put it in there. It depends. It's going to be a good size. It's going to be 4x8. From what I can tell from the tree, it's probably about that big around. Tree is pretty good compost material, or not, what would it be? Sort of like a fertilizer, I guess, because trees pull every different kind of nutrients out of the ground. Most grasses pull one kind of nutrients out of the ground, so they're not as good as a fertilizer. Man, this hat is tiny now. My head must have got fat. I used to wear this hat a lot. But after eye surgery, the light kind of bothers me, a real bright light. So what I'll do is I'll make it short. Everybody complains about long videos. So what I'll do is I'll get my saw, get everything out. I'll cut some up, and then I'll Craig join them. I want to Craig join them. Try to hide some of the screws, and also I'll keep like bees, mud daubers, stuff going in the screw holes and all that. They'll be on the inside, but then the metal will be over it, so that'll cover it, keep the dirt out. I don't know. Plus it just looks cleaner. It's like, how do you attach that? We're I said, I'll get out here, I'll build a little square, we'll throw a sheet on it, we'll take a look. I feel like it's not going to sit right because of the ribs. The board's going to sit on top of the ribs and the metal will be pushed back a bit, but in the way the dirt's pushing on it. And I got screws. I'm just not sure. Or we could build the same frame, put the metal on the outside, run the screws through, and then all you would see is the metal and the wood frame would be on the inside, which might not be bad, but how strong would it be with all that dirt pushing, you know? That's why the first couple is going to be a little trial and error. So what we'll do is we'll build the frame, we'll set it on top of the metal, see what it looks like, and then we'll set the metal on top of it and see what it looks like. I'm thinking I'm going to put the metal on the outside, so you really won't see the wood. It should be strong enough. You know, 4 foot's not that big of a section by 3. Shouldn't be that much dirt like pushing out, I wouldn't think, because we're going to put a bunch of sticks and logs in to kind of, so, see? I've been thinking about it all day, or I've been thinking about it a lot, and my original plan was if it didn't look too good, I was going to flip it around and put the flat part against the wood until I was unloading the metal, and I noticed the backside is white, or silver, and it's not the green like I wanted. So I spent a little extra for green, like a few dollars, and there's a bunch of them like, what is that shit? Them little inchworm things, I see them slinging down on their little stuff. Anyway, getting distracted. I'll get it built, we'll get it laid out, we'll see what it looks like. Alright, just an update. I broke out a sheet of metal just to measure real quick. Now, it's longer than 3 foot, but because of the rib, because when you lock them together, you put your end piece over one of the ribs. So from the edge to right here is 3 foot. So I'll end up having to, and it's easy enough, you can just take a razor blade, run along here, and then bend it and snap it and it comes right off. So I'll end up doing that, and then I'll make that probably my top part, because then you have this bit of a spot. And then I might have to put a little tiny strip or something, in case there's a sharp edge, I'm not sure yet. And so, like I said, I see people build some on YouTube, but, you know, oh yeah, and here's the other side. But I want the green, you know. I'm trying to get I like green, darker colors. That white in the sun will just, it'll blind you. This will be nice and decent. Plus this will be a cut edge. I like to have it facing up instead of putting it down on the ground, because then it would be down in the dirt where it could probably rust. I don't know. This part's kind of rolled up. So we'll probably build a frame and then slap this on top and then run our screws into it, and that's all you'll see. And in the corners, I'm not sure, because the other one will come and butt. There'll be a bit of a corner. Excuse me. Maybe we'll get some, we could, if we wanted to fancy it up, we get some drip edge and just pop the corners. But then again, it'll come straight across the ribs, and there'll be that gap here anyway, and it'll be a sharp edge of the metal. So either way you go, it's not going to be perfect. So there it is, 3 foots to that inner rib. So now my thing is, I'm just laying it out. We don't doodles. We don't doodles. My little helper. Help her with the eyelashes for days. Well, I was just laying it out, measured from there, measured out 3 foot, and then found my piece in the center, which was 28 3/4 inches. So I allowed for, I think, 1 2x4 per side. Well, a 2x4 for both, which I should be able to get more than that out of there. Oh nope, 369. So maybe we'll put 2 in each one. We'll just split the difference, and that'll help. The weight, the metal will go over it, screw down, so the metal will be screwed to the 2x4s, the cross ones, and that one. So that'll reinforce it pretty good. You know, people cry about using pressure treated. You know, it don't matter which way you go. Everything either has plastic or something in it. You know, what are you gonna do? It's probably better than what's going on. As people go out and pick your crops in the field, they crap all in the fields and everything else. That's why you think E. coli is always breaking out. They're out there picking your cabbage and taking a dump on it at the same time. So, because there's really no bathrooms probably around. It's going to be a lot cleaner. And like I said, we'll follow this same opening. I'll measure this. So the edge of the raised bed will be from here that way. We'll probably come maybe 5-6 foot out and start our first run this way. We'll probably go all the way up, maybe to the chicken coop, It starts to go uphill there, and then I've been moving them around, and then we'll just jump off each side, boom, boom, boom. And then I got cattle panels. We're gonna arch between the two, so then we can grow, you know, cucumbers, anything viney up and over it, and you can walk between the beds. The vines will be growing up over it, and then you can pick the stuff because it'll be hanging over you and next to you and side of you. So just a little update. I'll jump back on this real quick and see if we can get one done. Just the first getting started is a pain because you're getting all your tools out, you know, find all your tools, get all your measurements, all that crap. So, alright guys, quick joint ain't too bad. It makes it look cleaner. Let's get them two holes. I'm still going to run 2 more boards in the center because we're going to slap our metal on top. But I got the Krug Joiner Pro, I think it's called. I don't know. One thing is, make sure your drill's going on fast speed. Helps kick all that crap out. I do a lot of metal work, so metal work you don't drill fast. You go slow and cut slow, stuff like that. So I didn't realize I was on the slow speed. Now we're on the fast speed, so we're good. I kind of laid out the next 2 within, like, you know, 3/16 each or so. Like it's just because these boards are not technically 4 inches wide, so then that throws a monkey wrench in it, and then you got what, 3 3/4, 3 3/4, 3 3/4, blah blah blah. So anyway, use the 2 outer ones. I almost contemplated on using all 3, but I think this one's too close to that where the holes is gonna not work out right. And the other kind of important part is to make sure you flip your board directly over and make sure you drill holes in the same spot. You're gonna have holes on one side and then holes on the other side, which, I mean, you could do it, but it'd just be a little odd. The other thing I noticed that would be, I knocked dirt out of them, or not dirt, but you know, not bad. The other thing I noticed would be a pain in the ass is if you only have a drill. You know, you need a combo where you have your impact driver. Otherwise, it's going to take you twice as long because you're going to have to switch back and forth between drill bits and your screwdriver thing. Alright, whole side. Pretty quick, I do say. Wanted to get one for the longest time, and then that's how I did. Alright. I should have brought my other sawhorses out. Another thing too, sawhorses are pretty handy to work with. Get you up off the ground. You know, I have to go to, I actually have physical therapy today for my back problems, which is actually, it's working. I was skeptical about it, but seems to be doing what it's supposed to do. Alright, let's see which, I want to make sure I'm on this one. I just marked 2 lines just so I knew where to stay in between. You hear that stupid square bit? It wants to slide a little bit. I'm not a fan of square bits. It's down a little bit, but pretty flush here. Doodles. What do you say? Sometimes the doodle thinks she wants to be an outside dog until she goes outside and it's hot. Or cold, she likes the cold. Get out of there. Get out of there. There's a bridge for a reason. Oh yeah. Alright, looks like we're building a door almost. I I just wanted to put another one in and another one in because our metal's going to slap on top. The dirt's going to be pushing this way. So I think that's pretty good. Metal's fairly stout as it is. It's going to be screwed in all along them squares, that square, and that square. So I just like to overbuild, over-engineer things to make it stout. Because if you want to have to come back and repair something that you just built not too long ago, I would wear my tool pouch, but it's too hot for that right now. We went from 30s to 80s pretty quick, and our 80s is like 100% freaking humidity. You're swimming in this stuff here. It's part fish. It does catch a little bit of the chips in the hole, but I mean, this one was a little small, yep. Yeah, I moved the sawhorses under those ones where I could set it on there, which maybe I'll do with this one. Might be hard to do now since we're there. So I can just set it down on there without having to have too much trouble going on. So we're going to this edge here. Dirt in this one. I pulled it in. I guess if you wanted, you could take your wood chips and mix it together with some wood glue, slap it back in these holes, seal it up. Again, I like to use screws because then you can, you want to disassemble something, you just unscrew it. So if you put glue in there, that would make it no buenos. Alright, let's get everything off of here. That didn't take real long. Doesn't look too bad. May not be 100% square, but you know, it's good enough for what they say, government work. There she is. Boom, not too bad. There you go. Now these sawhorses, you could probably lay this in here. You could build the whole box standing up. But again, trying to pick it up, and move it by yourself is a different story. So I'm not gonna do that. I may not screw the metal down on it. I may build the whole box, then skin it with the metal, just because of the ease of movement. Though it does kind of curl nicely up top. Nah, it still sticks down pretty good right there. Let's see, I'll show you. So we'll end up screwing it down. I'll probably try to move this right to the edge, which there is no sharp edge on that. But the problem is, I kind of want that to be the bottom, because when we cut this, it'll expose the tin, and then it can start to rust more. I guess we could paint it with something, but once you cut the main manufacturing coating, it usually... So right here, it's nice, it falls right here, because you can just take a razor blade and score this crease, and then just bend this back a little bit forward, and it'll pop right off. It's pretty easy to cut this stuff. Even the thicker stuff do the same thing. Once you put a score in it, and you can bend it, it just snaps. So no, that's not bad. If it's pretty good on there. You can move that down to here, over. Wood's never going to be perfect, but we got pretty close. Looks like we're out of square a little bit. Maybe. Unless I moved it. There. Like I said, I am no carpenter. Yeah, we did move it a little bit. I can get close, but no. What I'll probably do is I'll put a screw. I'll have it where I want it. I'll pop a screw in, and I can go adjust it where it can't, because it's going to slide back and forth. See, now we're hanging over the edge, and I bet over there, yeah, see, we moved a tiny bit. And you'll just chase yourself around the corner. So, pop a screw on one side, adjust it. See, it moved over there now. You could probably put a clamp. That's going to be one wall right there with a raised bed. Then we need to build our 4-foot walls. I'm trying to build 2 of these. I'm trying to just build it right on top, which is probably what I'll do. Got a little baby goats going on. Grapevines are starting to get leaves already. That's good. Means the butthole Japanese beetles will be out. So, but yeah, I'll probably just build the next one right on top, because I can just line everything up. I can lay it right on top. Actually, maybe I'll just build all 4 right on top. You know, just. And that will help us out pretty good, because we can lay the boards in the same spot, lay the cross spots. And remember, when you get your lumber, if you buy an 8-foot piece, it's not 8 foot. 8 1/4, 8 3/16. Every once in a while 8, unless you buy studs, but studs are not 8. They're what are they? 79 or something. I can't remember what studs are. Studs are to a pre-length. You can buy them pre-length, but it's more money. So just remember, you have to cut a little piece off, or you're going to be a little out of whack. So, let me jump on this. I may not be able to get this finished, but we'll pick it up tomorrow, finish it, and then on the other side of my chestnut tree, there's a dip, a sunken in part of the ground. When we get the mini X, we're going to claw it all up, break it out, plant some corn, different kind of corn. Trying to get a bunch of different projects going this weekend, but running out of time. So, alright guys, I'll catch you when we get ready to start assembling some. Alright guys, about an hour and a half later or so, we got all 4 of the long walls done. Doodle's getting pretty hot, so I'm going to get her and get her some water. I have to go to physical therapy, got to get a shower. We got all 4 of the long ones done. When we get back, or in the morning, we'll build the 4 shorter walls, 4-foot walls. There'll be 4 of them. Then we'll assemble it, and then we'll skin it. We'll let these sit here on the sawhorses. It'll be fine. Might just get the other set of sawhorses where I can build the other ones, because otherwise it'll take all this off. Then we can just take off as we need. We'll get them all built. And the ground's not really that level, so we may have to level a little bit, kind of just dig a little bit of a trench here and there to kind of, you want it semi-level, because when you water it, you don't want all your water just to run to one side and not be, all over. So, I did see a thing about self-watering beds where you put like a pan in it and blah, 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 and hook a hose. But we're not going to get that fancy. We might just set up a few sprinklers, or maybe like a drip line around in the bed and hook at the bottom and tee off. I don't know. I don't want to get too complicated with that, because 1, the sun eats that stuff up. 2, winter time, if you don't get it completely drained, it breaks it. Just we'll end up trenching a line out here, maybe by the bridge or something, and we can run a hose reel out. Still got to fence everything. So, but for now, this is what we got. For the life of me, I can't remember how many 2x4s I bought. I can't remember if it was 15 or 20. And I got 6 left. I initially only counted for 1 board in the center, and I was going to slap the metal on the inside of this, where this was on the outside, but it doesn't seem like it would be that good. One, the metal wasn't going to contact the wood in many spots. Just a few ribs would be like 1, 2, 3, like 3 or 4 ribs would be hitting it, and the rest of it wouldn't. So it'll look like a complete metal bed when we slap it on that, and this will be the inside, I guess. We can check it out real quick, actually. Alright, we got this piece of metal sitting here. And then basically look like that. See, I'm torn. I don't think that's too bad that way. We still got to cut it, but I can only run screws through like the ribs. And then, because then the dirt's pushing up against the boards and everything, and it's just not being held by the screws. So I don't know. That's my conundrum with that, which I would actually run it this way, where the pocket screws are on the inside. And then that's on the outside. It doesn't look terribly bad, you know. So that's what I'm not sure about, because it's going to push the metal in between each ripple. The dirt's going to push it in, so it's still going to be weird. And if we do slap it on top of the wood, we can run the screws in between the ripples and keep it like it. They gave me like a 250 count bag of screws, so it's a lot of screws. I don't know. I kind of envisioned it this way. So I don't really want to build one this way and build one the other way, because then I have one of each, and what am I going to do with the one I don't particularly want? And it's going to look odd. Everything's going to get built the same. So, still kind of leaning towards this way. I'll probably do it this way, honestly, because then technically you could stain the wood a darker stain or something. Would look kind of neat. Gives it more in depth, not just a plain square, ripply plain square. The same people do it. You flip the metal the other way, it's flat on the other side, but again, it's white on the other side. And I paid for the green because I want the green. So I think we'll go that way. I mean, we could do every other one. Boom, boom. Nah, it's still kind of weird though. But anyway, I got to get tools inside. And get a shower and run to physical therapy. And I'll have enough time when I get back. It stays late longer. It just depends how I feel. Maybe we'll get one of these sewed together. And then it wouldn't matter about making the full. The metal would have to be a little bit shorter, but we cut the metal to fit in there. So, which in hindsight, they cut metal to order. I should have had them cut it, but then again, you're not exactly sure how your design is going when you're designing it in your head. So yeah, we'll make it 4 foot, but it's going to lose inch and a half, maybe an inch and a half. You're going to lose that 3 inches on each side, but you know, grand scheme of things, is not that much. And we can just chop the metal. We'll have a little 3-inch strip we can chuck, and we'll do that. Because we'll probably flip it over. We still got to cut that little strip across the top, and we can razor blade it, bend it off. We'll flip it over. We'll screw the metal to it just on the long sides, and we'll bolt the short sides on, and we can cut them to fit maybe. You know, it's trial and error. See, I take the trial and error part, and then you guys can see and how you want to do it. If you want to do it the other way. So I'm trying to also minimize, wood's going to rot faster in this metal, and if I have all my wood on the inside, it's keeping on it moisture, it's going to rot faster. So if it's on the outside like this, I guess technically you didn't have to use pressure treat, as long as you water sealed it and all that crap. But so it'll last longer with the wood on the outside, I believe. Pocket screws facing in on the metal, and I think we should be all right. So, all right, catch you later. All right, guys, a little update. It is later in the day. Got back from physical therapy. Got tools back out. Skinned the rest of the panels real quick. I am a hair out of square So just a little bit of metal sticking out the edge. I'm gonna have to just whack it with a grinder in a few spots maybe when we slap the other one on. But I think they do look a lot better like this because we can actually stain them a darker color. They seem pretty tall. It's 3 foot, but it'll be nice. You ain't have to bend down or nothing. It's like, well, to me, it's right to my pocket, my hip, right there. So pretty good. Now I'm starting the side pieces. I got to cut. Well, they're going to be 4 foot because the metal's 8, so I can swap it right in half. Like I said, I'm just a hair out of square, but I didn't bring the chop saw out. Some of these cuts here, just a little, so it's going to pull it a tiny bit. But all in all, it's only about about 1/8 out of square. Maybe that's ain't nothing. Looks pretty decent. I may take the table saw and rip one down. See, I don't have a router yet. I'd like to have a router where I can rip it down and put a cap piece. Because there's a little bit of metal. I could run a risk of getting a little nicked. Probably just take a hammer and just peen it over a little bit. But not bad. I have to run a few extra screws. Kind of like right here where it's kind of sticking out a little bit. I didn't put enough screws, which I'm blowing through that 250 bag pretty quick. So, hopefully I have enough to finish these 2 planters. And then probably set them out there. Maybe tomorrow. I'm a bit behind. It's already pretty late. And the storm is a brewing. It's come a flood about Sunday. It's Friday afternoon, Friday night right now. So I'm not sure if I want to get tilling that up yet. Because if I till it all up and it comes a storm and washes it all down and into this junk, I don't want that. So may hold off on that. We'll get this set up here. I did run and get a bunch of logs and stuff and jam in there. But I also got topsoil at the farm supply place. Topsoil, and then supposedly this is good. So I just got 2 of those and I'll mix in with that. And then like cracked eggs and stuff, we'll just mix them in the soil. Out there I have a sinkhole where I throw all the pine shavings and chicken turd. So we'll probably end up doing that. We'll probably, when I build another raised bed, sorry, it's been a long day. When we build another raised bed, we'll just start, when we clean it out, chuck it in there, along with sticks and logs, and in the top 6 inches, top foot, will just be, premium dirt we go get, and then all the stuff underneath will break up. So I think we made the right call of not just making a metal, not just running the metal on the outside and you just see metal. This kind of breaks it up, makes it a little more rustic and whatnot. Again, those little, like right in here, the dirt's gonna cave it in a bit like that, but it's alright. I know they get this in sheets. I wonder if I could get it before they put the bends in it. That would be nice. Just these little riffles wouldn't be bad. I'll put these big ridges in there. If I had dado blades or something in a saw and I was a pretty good woodworker, I could just notch these. But then it would make them pretty weak. You'd have to double up. So. Alright, let me bang out the left-in square of the 4-foot section. I'll show it to you. My plan is, I don't have a plan yet, so we'll figure it out when we get there. The metal probably won't be 4 foot, it'll probably be 42 inches roughly. I need to leave a little bit of space because when we go on the inside here, you're going to have this. We're coming in the wide width ways, so 3 inches. So we'll have 2x4 all the way, which will go over this, which we can screw in and make it stronger. And then we'll have to butt our metal to here. And here. So that's a good inch or so, roughly 3 inches. So we'll see. That's why I'll probably just put the end pieces in last. We'll set these up on each side, slap the end pieces on, and cut the metal to fit in. on the screws in. So I'll be back. All right, down to my last few boards. It looks like I'm gonna be short because the end I didn't account for. I wanted to add one at the end. Too much of a span. I didn't put a regular board on the other side. We'll see how long it lasts. It should be fairly out of the weather, you know. Especially if I do put a little lip on the top. I definitely really won't get nothing. So we'll test that. Well, here it is. It's only 3 foot, but this bitch looks about 4 or 5 foot high. So, I mean, it's right up to my waist. So that's pretty good. If I cut it in half, it's going to be to your knee, and you're still bending over. Still the same size patch of ground down there, or is up here, you know. So, not really losing anything. You're going to stand right at it, mess with it. Cattle panel, I think they're 4 foot, but I'll be able to shoot. I'll put it on the inside, and we'll come up, arch over into the other one. The other one should be, I don't know, about 4 foot over. I'm kind of eyeballing it from the bridge. What we got? We're fairly in line with the bridge. It's not bad. I mean, I didn't pull a string or nothing, but I don't got the sides on yet. I'll probably put the other one together. I don't know if I have enough. I might do the same thing. I have one extra board. So I'll throw the other one together over here. Kind of a pain if you don't have anybody to help you. I had to kind of hold it with my leg and all that stuff, but boom. Next one's going to be 4 foot over and cattle panel. But then, probably tomorrow. I'm kind of bushed right now. It's getting late. It's a lot of little crap running around. So tomorrow we'll cut the panel that fits inside. Boom, boom. And go around. I got oak trees and stuff drop tons of chunks of wood, and we'll just line the bottom. Big pieces, small pieces. Try to line it as good as possible. I'd like to go up, at least like to get all the way up to here or something. So I can... It's still going to be a massive amount of dirt. As we get back where that chicken coop is, the hill goes up. I might get the mini X and dig it down, like flat back. I do want to put it. I want to put a root cellar, storm shelter in, and then a greenhouse, submerged greenhouse, just a little roof. Windows in the front, windows on the top, and the rest, you know, submerged in the bank would be pretty cool. So I might be able to get a bunch of dirt out of there, just dig them straight back. I'll probably do 2 to 3 more raised beds back. And then we'll probably go 2 more that direction, and say 1, 2, 3 to 4 that way. Turn some long ways and go that way, and then stuff up, you know. Some things we will plant in the ground, like corn. As we grow corn 3 foot up, and then it grows 6 foot up, and there's going to be a big old ladder. So those are grapevines. They're starting to get leaves pretty quick, which means the Japanese beetles will be out after it. It loves this one. Can't remember what this one is. That one over there is a Concord. Japanese beetles don't mess with it, but they mess with this one, which I got it thinned out good. Next project too is landscape timbers, fabric, and then maybe that white rock or chips along here, so because I don't want to weed eat and damage the bottom. And then we have to pull wire from there to the fence to stretch that out, probably put a post in the middle, and maybe grow 1 more vine. Alright, let me get the other one assembled maybe. If not, it'll be tomorrow. So, let's get back. Alright guys, I'm probably going to call it here. Did run out of 2x4s. I ain't got enough to build the back side of that, but I wanted to get as much possible done. So I just build that piece. So I'm adding a wire. Oops, sorry. Adding the cattle panel. And you can see the arch. It looks like 4 foot is too close. I had to move it out to 5 foot. So I wouldn't, you see a lot of people when they do it, it like kinks. I don't want it to stay arched. It's fairly high. It's about 8 foot. Roughly 8 foot right there, so it's not bad. I'm just taking my fence staple gun, man, this thing blasts right through the metal, everything, and just shooting it into the back here. I raised it off the ground on this one. I probably could have left it down a little bit. I shot it across the top and a few down there and there, and the dirt will hold it, but it shouldn't go nowhere. So I'm about to do it over here on this side. I have to kind of even it, get it pushed up against this and even it out a little bit. And it's all the way to the ground there. So, because technically if I wanted I could have chopped it, but I don't know what I'm going to do with that little tiny bit of piece. So, it'll help reinforce that metal. Anyway guys, that's part one of that, or that's done. I just have one more cattle panel to get, put it at that end. I'll put the small end here to big, and then we'll do small to big. I guess decent pattern. We could do vice versa, or just whatever. But that'll bother me. And then I just need to. I think I need one more 2x4. Yeah, I think one more 2x4, and I can do that piece. Tomorrow I'll probably throw the metal on the ends of that one. Throw the piece of metal here, and then I'll hunt me down some sticks for that one. I don't know if I want to run all the way to the store just to get one board or not. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. Sunday's supposed to be terrible, pouring down rain and all that. Let's let the chickens out for a little while. I like to do it towards the end of the day because they bring themselves back. If I did in the beginning of the day, they'd be moves away in the woods roosting and all that. Oh, it goes. I wish I'd eat the grass and trim up the things out here so I ain't gotta weed eat it, but I will do it for today. The sun is setting. Alright guys, you are blowing up the views. The sponsor is you. You guys are sponsoring this because you pay for this when you watch videos. I see I gotta turn this in out a little bit this side. So, like I said, you guys sponsor this, so keep watching, keep liking and subscribing, and I'll catch you guys later.